the next thing we got to do is we're going to go to our next build location, which I have already selected. So let's take a look at Le Map. Okay, here, Ferrani Outpost. And you can see where Ferrani is in relationship to the other stuff we've built. So here is Lion Outpost. That is the first pumping station that we built. And then if we compare that to other stuff here, there is Caldera Outpost, which is our downtown tower. So what we want to do now is we're going to spread our wings a little bit. And we are going to come out here and we're going to be building something right around this area. Actually, right around in here, I think. Something like that. We'll have to take a look. I can't remember which bridge it is. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's this one. You'll remember if you've played the game much at all, there is a place where you can build. There's an egret marina. The place where we're going to be building our next purification station is not far from egret. So we are here to build. And this, my friends, is where we are building. And this is going to be a strange and unusual build. You may be asking yourself... No. You may be asking yourself, how are you going to build here, Couch Warrior, and make it look hidden and au naturel? Well, we'll see. I don't know. I got some ideas. I just need some shit on this side of the map. I can't have all of my water sources concentrated in one area. Doesn't make sense. So, to get started, we've got to deploy a camp so we can build here. Let's do that. Yeah, looks good. Okay. Place here. Once again, putting down a campfire. Means to an end. The end of which is our workbench. Okay, so what are we going to call this one? Wharton Outpost. Because it sounds a little bit like wharf, and we're right on the water here. I don't know, whatever. We'll call it Wharton. So, I think since I'm here, good night, Gail. Thanks for joining. It's good to see you. Let's make a little camp. May as well get some shut-eye and work in the daylight. And with any luck, I won't get mauled and eaten by Yao Guai overnight. That'd be super. All right. We'll go 12. Very good. Okay, coffee break. Ah, delicious. Recover the 308 ammo from the... blah, blah, blah. Missed it. Okay. So, I think we got enough light to start building here. Is this the spot? What makes this spot interesting to me is I wanted to kind of take on the challenge of building something in an area that was not urban. And this seemed interesting. One of the strengths of this area was I just thought the depth of the water, and also perhaps the difficulty that the rocks would present in getting access to the space. Shit like that. I don't know. So to start with, I need to make myself a little working platform so we can actually do things. And these bad boys seem to work pretty good in water situations. So I'm going to go with that. Just going to build one. Okay, and then here. Now this one also, one of the things I wanted to do with this one is use different materials. So this one I'm going to be doing my utmost to make it sort of look like a drainage pipe or some piece of civil equipment, you know, like infrastructure type stuff. So I'm going to use pipes. Which one? Okay, we'll just use maybe something like that. So now I want to pay attention to where the water line is here, because that is going to make a difference. Okay, and we're going to pop this right in there, and we're going to have a look. Okay, a little bit too deep. Okay, let's try that. That might be okay. I think I need more platform here so I can get some better angles on this thing. Yeah. Not ideal. How about this? Let's go this way. This is more of a sheer rock face here, which might actually help a lot. Okay, that looks pretty good. I want it to look like it's, you know, some kind of drainage pipe just coming out of the side there. So that's the objective. And again, this is a mod that I forget what it's called, but it's just all pipe-related construction parts. So next thing we need to do here is we're going to add another horizontal piece. But this piece is going to be somewhat specialized in that it will have an opening on the side for a door. Okay, that's pretty good, I think. All right. Oh, stop it. Okay, there we go. All right. So, I'm not sure how many of these purifiers I'm going to be able to fit in this. I was hoping for 2, but if I go with 2, my structure may be a little bit larger than I want it to be, so I don't know, we'll just do trial and error here and see what it looks like. The idea is to make it look like, you know, some piece of municipal equipment, the kind of thing that, you know, someone would see on the side of the road when they're driving by but never imagine going to check out or investigate. You know what I mean? Just like that kind of thing. This is the piece I used right here, I think. Okay. So, in continuing our build, I think that probably the next thing I need to do here is start lining up my flooring, because I'm going to have flooring on the inside of this thing. And I want to make sure that that gets all situated. So what that means is I need to get inside that pipe. Okay? And this is definitely just eyeballing it, because what I'm looking to do here is put in some catwalk here that will get the occupant of this place up over the water, and it'll run down the inside of the pipe, but at a level that's not so high that you can't fit down the pipe, right? You've got to be able to navigate your way down there. So if I don't get that height right, it can kind of fuck things up. So let's... Yeah, that's that actually went pretty well, I think, right from the first one. All right, cool. So now let's have a look at further options. Now there's some really funky pieces in here, and this stuff is all located under steel prefabs. Huh. How would that work? I wonder if that would work. I don't think so. I don't think it would. No. Perhaps we should try one of these. That might actually be better than that. So we'll set that aside. We'll grab this guy. And see if we can get it to cooperate. It might not want to, huh? Yeah, it's going to want to just do its own stupid thing with that walkway. Which is fine. Now that we've got one piece lined up in there, we can snap anything we need to onto it. So we'll take it out of the way and see if we can get this thing to... I'm not sure how these are designed to fit. I mean, they're kind of weird, right? Like, because of the bend in the metal, it's... You'd never have a pipe be flush with that. So I'm thinking that's not an option. So we'll put that back on there. We'll go down the line here and see what else we've got. Master the possibilities. for walls. I'm pretty sure what I need is just probably going to be a curving wall. So let's start with this. Oh, that's how it's going to be, huh? Okay, let's grab this. Really? That's dumb as hell. All right. This sucker, let's just turn it manually. Turning it on its axis without actually selecting it. Not fully selecting it, you know? So I'm thwarting the snapping by doing that, but it seems to have some natural inclination to snap in a direction I don't want it to snap in. So, okay, I said snapping several times. I hope you're all drinking because I said snapping. Okay. Very good. Which brings us to that. Okay. Okay. Now, we want this to kind of appear. I mean, I would like it to appear to extend below the water. So we're going to put one of those on there. And on there as well. Okay, real cool. Real cool. All right. That can go. Don't burn yourself, Katie. My coffee is really only lukewarm now. I do this all the time. I brew myself a nice, delicious cup of coffee, and then I get so wrapped up in what I'm doing that it never gets drunk. Not while it's hot, anyway. Okay. I think the thing now is to look at roof pieces and figure out what we are up against here. Okay. Now here's the issue. Those are different color than the ones I'm using here. So let's do that. Right. Right on, man. This seems like it might be the way to do this. Okay. Where's my walkway? Let's get this friggin' thing back in there. Come on. You know you want to snap. Snap. Come on. Why? Why are we snapping that way? Okay, let's get rid of that. I think it's causing a problem. I'm pretty relaxed tonight. I'm not quite as in, you know, intense diva mode as sometimes I am. I think that has to do with the fact that I have finally, once and for all, figured out the streaming issues that have been plaguing me for a year. And so when I set up tonight's stream, it just went off without a hitch. I didn't have to do any... There were no, you know, unexpected issues I had to deal with that made me crabby, that kind of thing. So, man, was that nice. Shit, it was just like a treat. Check it out. Check it out, people. Right? I mean, come on. So cool. Building shit is cool. Okay, and this one might not work just because I got this issue over here I gotta deal with, right? Okay. So I need one more, and it's got to go there. Okay, so I've got my enclosure. Now within here, we are going to locate... Yeah, we'll definitely be able to put at least 2 purification stations in here. Now remember, also inside here has to go a sleeping area, our workbench, and probably a medium-sized generator to run both of these units that are going to be inside this thing. So, we got to keep all of that in mind as we complete this here. So, I think probably makes sense to get our purifiers in here first. Blah, blah. These outposts, they probably won't get raided. The game would not raid these. Okay? If these outposts are going to get raided, it's because I set it up myself as part of the story. So, I don't know if that answers your questions. The way that I'm setting these up, they're not going to get raided. In other words, the game would not do it, just because these are little outposts that aren't going to have any settlers. They're not going to have any any towers or, you know, beacons attracting settlers, stuff like that. They're not going to really have any defenses other than the fact that they're well hidden. So, from that perspective, they will not get raided by the game. However, in the context of the story that I am telling, there will be issues. There will be issues that Billy will have to take care of at these pumping stations. But all of those issues will probably have to be issues of my own creation, through the magic of story. So that's probably how that's going to come together, I would suspect. I wonder. It might be interesting. It might be interesting to create a level above us where there's more room to work, right? But I'm not sure what the best way is to get up there. It doesn't need to be like ridiculously high. It just really needs to be up almost like it were a little loft or something, I suppose. Because there's this, you know, a certain amount of infrastructure that's going to be required to keep all this stuff functional. And having places to put it would be helpful. But because I have curved walls here, I also have to be cognizant of the fact. See, you like that word? Cognizant? I sound like really smart when I say that, don't I? Cognizant. Until I point out that I said it. Then I sound like an ass. But still, it's a cool word. I have to be aware that I'm working with curved walls here and square floor pieces, so I can't do too much flooring. Otherwise, it's just going to project through the walls and look lame. So we'll just be careful about that. Okay, so now I have got to give myself a way to get out of there. Keeps wanting to pop up there. Why is that? Let's see what happens if we turn snapping off. Oh. Huh. I would be afraid if I put it there that it would mess up my door. So let's try there. Huh. Okay. Okay. Then we'll build ourselves out of this pickle we're in right now. I'm going to put just a few of these in here so we got someplace to stand and work. And then, let's see, I think our doors, where would our door, I think our doors are here somewhere. Or maybe they're, no, they're under prefabs. They're under prefabs. But I think they're all the way at the beginning of this list. Damn it. Okay, I'm going to just drink some coffee while I push the arrow button. Oh, boy. Arrow button pushing is so boring. Wow. Boring. Arrow button pushing. Okay. There we go. This be the one I need here, because it's designed for that size of doorway. Boonk. Okay. Gee, where's the doorway? It's so well camouflaged. That's the only bummer about it, but it works. So let's have a looky. Now these doors are a little bit crazy, right? You don't necessarily interact with them where you would think. Getting them closed is even more dicey. Usually I start by at the edge of the door, and then I just run my mouse to the side until I see the flash, and then there we go. Okay? Awesome. Now, I'm hoping that I've got enough space here that we can deploy our beast of a generator. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, that's pretty good. Huh. Suppose I should vent the exhaust, shouldn't I? This place will be a carbon monoxide death trap before you know it. Although I don't get it, right? Like I would have thought that generators were, well, they're not fission generators, are they? They do have generators that you can use in the construction set that are basically nuclear ones, but let's see. Yeah, fusion generator. Yeah, this is wind, and I'm assuming that this is fossil fuels of some kind because it's, you know, ejecting exhaust into the atmosphere. So we'll have to do something about that. We'll vent it out the ceiling somehow. Okay. So let's do this. Let's get our power set first. Okay. All right, got them both running. Uncredible. Okay. That looks like the sort of place a light would go. And let's say maybe one there. No. No, wait. Before we do that, let's take that out. I said I was going to ventilate this sucker. So let's do it. Let's ventilate it. Which I think is going to take one of these here wall pieces. We'll put in a wall piece that has a hole in it. Such as that, perhaps. Except it's facing the wrong way. Give her a spin. Oh. Boom. Okay. Not elegant, but it is egg-shaped, which strikes me as a positive thing. Look at it. It looks like an Easter egg. A beautiful blue, sky blue Easter egg. Okay, so that's good. Now we've got these two platforms. One of them is going to have our workbench on it, and the other one is the one that we're going to make into kind of a little living space. So the next thing we got to do is get out of here. Okay, so yes, the trick shall be how to ascend the cliff, which isn't going to happen easily. Well, that's not so bad. What did I say earlier about Billy Goat? There you go. Okay. Okay. You're coming with me, master. Okay. Ooh. All right. This puppy is going up here. Let's just drop it for now. And then let's see if we can adjust it. Okay. Okay. Oh. We're kind of hanging off the edge there. Okay. Now, what I said before about a toolbox being a requirement, tool chest, I wasn't lying. I'm putting a tool chest in here, and it's going to be here, kind of like yo. Like that. So Billy can come in and work on stuff here. He's got his workbench. He's got his tool chest on this side. On this side is where we are going to lay out his Star Wars sleeping bag to match his Star Wars jammies, I'm thinking. And let's see. I always put a lantern in these. I don't know why. I like the light from these lanterns. Plus it makes it sort of feel like camping out, you know? One of those there. Okay. It's pretty good, I think. Needs a grill? What? Shit. That'd be cool. Put a grill in here? Huh. Let me think about that for a minute. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to put in my other lighting here now. Come on, y'all. Get in there. The only other piece that I'm missing here from, I think, my standard shit is my little storage footlocker. This guy. And we'll just put that down here. I think this is as good a place as any for that. Pretty good. Okay. Now, this guy, I'm going to actually... Can I raise it? I wonder if I could put a different one, like, straight up on the ceiling. Okay. This egg thing, man. I get that we got to ventilate the exhaust, but there's got to be a better way, don't you think? It's so weird. Anyway, whatever. In my sleeping bag, that's just floating. Can't be having that. Okay, got that fixed. And it's floating again. Stop floating. Okay. Well, now that I fixed the sleeping bag, I feel like there's maybe enough room for that storage container over here too. So let's move it and put it right here where he would actually use it. There. Man, I bet you it gets hot and humid in here in the summer, don't you think? All the more reason for that ventilation. Look at. Now it's an Easter egg with the sky and these beautiful green tree silhouettes on it. Damn. I'm obviously conflicted about egg thing. I'm just thinking, okay, this is high, you know, like, is it high enough? Let's see what it actually looks like in here. I mean, it's pretty dark. I could probably use more lighting in here. So, I mean, I got plenty of power for running lights. I'm just wondering if it might be better for me to I wonder if I could just put a conduit straight overhead on the ceiling and run all the wires from right directly above down. That might be better. But before I go screwing up my whole setup here, I'm just going to do a test and see if it'll even let me attach a conduit to the ceiling here, given the curves and all that stuff. Oh, sure. Can do that. So for that to work, I'm just going to remove that, and we'll run a fresh wire to there. And maybe we'll just keep this one and do it like this. There we go. That's better. More headroom, right? Ha ha! All right. All right. We are purifying water, people. And yeah, this is good now. I mean, our first pumping station could only accommodate one purifier. Now with Ferrani Outpost and Wharton Outpost, we've got a total of 4 additional purifiers in service, which is going to give us even more purified water to distribute across the wasteland. So now the trick is I've got to figure out a reasonable solution for getting out of here. Trying to determine if I felt like this worked or not. I mean, I don't know. It seemed a little bit nutty. What I could do, I suppose, is maybe take one of these dudes and I'll put it right here. Make it look like it's fastened to the bedrock, perhaps. That gets us across to this ledge. Okay. Then down here, that one can go. Okay. Close that, which is pretty awesome. Awesome by my standards. Hey, that's not too bad. No, not bad at all. That'll work. We got a little light bleed through there. That's a bit strange, but I suppose I could get rid of that by just repositioning a light, if I so choose. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I just want to get a good look at this thing in the daylight. So Billy is going to go sleep, and then we will have a look in the morning. This one went kind of quickly, right? This was like, what, a couple days? 2 days, maybe? Okay, cool. So what you're witnessing right now is how I spend my time in Fallout 4 when I'm not recording story. If somebody says, "Hey, why don't you just go play a game for a few hours? Help defend Caldera Outpost." Oh shit. Yeah, there's all kinds of bad shit happening right now. I don't know how this is going to affect my story. Caldera Outpost has never been attacked before. Caldera is my downtown tower, and the reason it's being attacked is because Ada is there. I'm certain of it. If Ada was not there, it would not be attacked. But I've got a follower who's hanging out in the streets there. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. That's the problem when I do this shit, right? Like, I'm coming in here doing work that impacts the story, but I'm supposed to be, like, freezing time. In essence, I'm kind of freezing time at the moment so I can kind of get this stuff done and get it prepared so I don't have to do it later. And, of course, the game doesn't stop. It's still doing stuff. My shit's getting attacked and all that. So, yeah. Okay, so what I want to see is a couple different things. I'm really curious about the downtown thing. I might have to go and look and see what's going on there. What does it mean? Like, does that mean they might have... I wonder if they nuked my generator. I bet you my generator is in flames right now. That's probably what's going on. Yeah, that hole is weird as hell. But it's not like anyone's going to see it. So you can see there's a little clipping here, right? Not much to be done about that. At least it's kind of symmetrical, I guess. And if we're looking over here, it just does look weird with that hole in it. You know what I could do? I got an idea. I got an idea that's gonna be better. I think it'll be better. I've done this other places. I don't know why I didn't think about it before. And my tool chest is floating, which I don't care for. Okay. So that's got to go away. Ah, shit. This is, I think, the one. Okay, so we got this completely enclosed. Now that it's completely enclosed, what I'm going to do is we'll just kind of we'll simulate ventilation by adding in some piping. We'll find a vertical pipe here, and we're going to put it kind of up through like this and make it like as if it were a chimney, right? That kind of thing. Okay, so that would be the gist of it. And then I would just be looking to kind of make sure it's centered. And then with these pieces, oh man, with these pieces, they tend to look really weird if you don't cap them. But this set does not have any vertical caps. It only has horizontal caps. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down low. Then it won't look like such an eyesore, right? Like as you're approaching here, it'll maybe look like the pipe extends down over the exhaust somehow. Yeah, and actually it does. So something like that. Because what happens is these meshes are not textured on the inside. So if you look at the inside of the pipe, it's transparent. If you look at the outside of the pipe, you see the texture, which is kind of an immersion breaking effect in game. So we're going to deal with that by just doing this. And then I'll have to put another huge ass pipe because there's no smaller version of the vertical pipe that we can use. Now, because it's entirely enclosed, I can also do some additional lighting now. And I'm thinking about the light bleed. But there's no other lights here that I really like. So I'm just going to do what I'm going to do. So, does that make sense? I feel like it doesn't make sense. The pipe doesn't make sense either. Actually, there's some lights here down at the end of the line that I want to say they don't emit quite so much light, maybe. Like maybe I could put a couple in and there wouldn't be all this bleed over. So we'll try that. Just pop one of these bad boys in there. Okay, there we go. So you can see now, we're looking at the inside of the pipe. You see there's no texture. You can just see right through it. Having it down that far, I think, over the generator sort of helps with the illusion that it's not like that. So if we turn collision off now, I'm going to take a look at this. That's not too bad. It's got a pretty industrial type of look to it, right? So there you go. That is Wharton Station.